Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez. At last Thursday's Town Council meeting, councilors heard detailed presentations on items such as preliminary projections for the fiscal year 2012 municipal and school budgets and the stretch code, a currently optional addendum to the building code that focuses on energy-efficient building materials and practices. If you'd like to see those presentations in their entirety, the full-length council meeting is available to watch for free on the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us. Here on Barnstable Today, however, we're focusing first on another presentation made to the council by Town Clerk Linda Hutchenrider. Preliminary results of the 2010 U.S. Census are in, and according to Hutchenrider, population changes in town may necessitate the redrawing of our current voting precincts. Here, she gives the council a sense of potential redistricting options going forward.
What the Commonwealth of Massachusetts did recently is they contacted the Donovan Institute, which is part of the University of Massachusetts, and they asked them to do a study as to how big they thought each of the various communities were. They looked at our community and they said that we have lost population. We had 48,949 as of the year 2000. We had huge growth between 1990 and 2000. But right now they said that we have actually lost a couple thousand people. Precinct 11 and Precinct 1 won the prize as far as growth. They each had about 600 or 700 people as far as a growth factor. But Hyannis really went down as far as populations. Precinct 9 lost over 1,100 people. Precinct 8 lost over 800 people. Precinct 13 lost, I believe, over 500 people. So when you add those together, you can see that the village of Hyannis has lost a lot of people. So you cannot have Hyannis having these small precincts, and I've known it just by looking at our voter totals over the years. Hyannis totals have been way down as far as percentage of individuals who are there. The problem with 13 precincts, when you have Precinct 9 going so low, what you have to do is you have to go north. It has to have the same amount of people, basically, in all the precincts. So it shows it going north into Comaquid. However, this is nothing set in stone. This is drawn, and it can be changed. What I did ask them to do is to draw a 12-precinct map, and I've given you each one of these maps. The reason I had them draw 12 is right now, no, it doesn't go with the way you handle your meetings. As far as if there was a tie, there would be no way to break it. However, there was discussion when the charter was going through on whether or not you wanted to consider districts. If you, during the next 10 years, want to consider districts, you need to consider the fact that it needs to be a number of precincts that is divisible by something other than itself. So 12 precincts would be divisible. You can figure it out yourself, 3, 4, whatever you want it to be.
Aside from grouping the precincts into districts, Hutchenrider also suggested the possibility of reshaping the 13-precinct map or increasing to 15 precincts. Ultimately, the town council will make the final decision, and the new precinct map will go into effect for the 2012 presidential election. Also on Thursday night, the council considered doing something that a number of other Cape towns have already done: adopt a resolution that condemns NSTAR's plan to control vegetation along power line rights-of-way by spraying a cocktail of herbicides. Sue Phelan of Green Cape, a regional advocacy group opposed to the spraying program, appeared before the council to offer some background on the resolution.
The public utility NSTAR plans to spray their easements again in spring of 2011 with a combination of 5 herbicides that have never been fully characterized for their health effects, and the combination of the 5 has never been tested. This is a bar graph showing the percent of well zones all over the Cape by town that are impacted by NSTAR's rights-of-way. In Barnstable, again, it's 67% of them are impacted, or 2/3 of the Zone 2s. So I encourage, setbacks actually for private wells, which I rely on in West Barnstable is completely private wells. The setbacks for spraying is only 50 feet. And groundwater on the Cape can travel up to 1 to 2 feet per day. So this herbicide practice really can compromise our drinking water. This is not about NSTAR's bottom line. This is about the public health of the citizens of Barnstable and all of Cape Cod, really. And NSTAR has actually publicly stated several times that this is not a money issue for them. So I would urge you to please consider supporting this resolution. Thank you.
Councillor James Munifo wasn't entirely comfortable adopting the resolution as written. Here, he explains why.
I don't have a problem with the first part of the resolution, which is asking them to abandon the program. But because of the lack of information, we're asking them to take a step to commit to no spray pesticides, period, blanket. Yet there's just, I think most of the arguments are really saying that there isn't enough information, and with all the problem that we have going on in all these other areas, that we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to protect it. So, but my problem is, even though this is non-binding, I'm asking them to commit to a no-spray pesticide program, and it has no time, no date of effectiveness, nothing. And so, because it's such a blanket statement, I have a difficult time with this. So I can say that I am not in favor of this, but I could vote for the first part of it, but not for the second part, and it's a totalitarian approach.
Councillor Hank Farnham, on the other hand, made a strong appeal on behalf of his West Barnstable constituents for the council to adopt the resolution unanimously.
This particular item, since I agreed to be a sponsor, because it is such an important endeavor on behalf of my constituents, has generated, I had 3 emails and 2 phone calls from people when they saw that I was a sponsor congratulating me, and 2 of them were from women who have survived breast cancer, and so they're very sensitive to the issue of the unknown, obviously, and to me that's what this is about. It's the unknown, and if you wait a couple of months or whatever it is, that doesn't change the uncertainty and the worry and the issue of what might happen should any of this stuff matriculate into our groundwater. And so we are a pretty self-sufficient, self-reliant village, and as a matter of fact, I don't think West Barnstable folks ask for very much. This is something that's very important to them, and knowing that this type of a process would be a benefit to NSTAR, because it's not just getting rid of the vegetation for a little while. This is a massive kill that wipes out vegetation for years, and that's why it's a benefit for them, because they don't have to go back out as often and cut stuff. I don't want to see a massive kill in my village of vegetation where it could be a risk to the residents, because we don't have an alternative. We don't have town water. We don't have a town sewer coming in to protect us.
In the end, the council did choose to adopt the resolution. 11 votes in favor, none opposed, and 2 abstentions. Now, let's take a look at this week's meetings. On Monday, November 22nd, the Planning Board meets in the Town Hall hearing room at 7 p.m. Tuesday, November 23rd, the Board of Health meets in the Town Hall hearing room at 3 p.m., and the Waterways Committee meets in the Selectmen's Conference Room at 7 p.m. Well, that's all for now. I'm Nick Cortez, and we'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.